I don't know how many of you have seen this video or a variation of it recently over the weekend.
Breaking news. Iran has surprisingly dispatched a large number of troops to Cuba and equipped them with a considerable number of attack drones, with their attack range threatening the United States mainland.
Now pay attention, y'all. This is called being catfished in real time. So if you've never seen it and you've always wondered what it is, this is it. So Trump has had a blockade on Cuba for almost a year, blocking any oil from getting into Cuba. So basically, they have no electricity, they have no water system, they have no sewage system. Pretty much the whole country, I think, now has fallen into darkness. Just all so he can blackmail them to buy his stolen oil instead of wherever they were getting it from. And of course, the Cuban people are the one who have to pay this price, right? Living in misery because of Trump. I mean, talk about humanitarian, buddy. But but now you're telling me that somehow miraculously, Iran just so happened to get past our military blockades or by sea or by air, our defense systems 90 miles from the United States, and they just snuck in thousands of troops without us noticing it. Like we don't know what every plane in the sky is in every country and every ocean at all times. They got in these car-sized drones to attack Key West. That's what you're telling. That's what you want us to believe. This is the global cabal that runs things. This is the best they could come up with. That or they just don't respect us anymore. I mean, it's so stupid that they don't even make up stories that make sense. You can't even sneak it by. This is do the dumbest. Let's say the dumbest shit ever because Americans are lazy anyway. They're gonna do nothing. Here's the thing. You better hope that those are Iranians. And the chance of that happening are zero. Zero that they just snuck all that in. Supposedly that's why Trump had to cancel his weekend plans to miss his son's wedding and go to the White House for what? Because drones are going to attack Key West or lower Florida. Let me tell you something. Remember New Jersey? Remember all those drones flying in and no one knows a thing. DHS doesn't know. Nobody. Pentagon does. Nobody knows. I've been shooting those motherfuckers down left and right. Because as far as I'm concerned, if they don't belong to America, they're not an American asset. They're not law enforcement. They're not whatever. Then they might be the enemy. I would just shoot the fuck out of them. And that's what I suggest everybody in Florida does. Florida likes its pew pews, and most sheriff's departments in Florida like citizens having pew pews. We got plenty of them. So here I sit on the Gulf of Trump, where I live too. Might as well just call it that. And if I see a drone, I'm gonna have to assume that it's Iran attacking me. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. I mean, beyond cartoon, they've gotten to that point. Um, they didn't sneak in thousands of troops. And for what? Now, what's the point of all this? I mean, he's already blockaded them to the point where their people are just miserable and decimated, probably disease and everything else spreading with the sewage systems and stuff. They have no processing for sewage. Is it so now he can justify invading Cuba? Why don't you just invade Cuba with your casinos, your shitty hotels? I mean, why not? I mean, that's the best way to do it. Is it that valuable to you? I mean, they've wanted Cuba since the Castro, since way back when. Um, I don't know. But is it to justify nuking Iran? I mean, what happened in December? Remember when we decimated Iran's nuclear capability? Decimated was the word that JD, they'll handpick JD from Ohio and Trump. We decimated their ability to produce nuclear weapons. But then here, I don't know, 6 months later, where it justifies a war to bomb the shit out of them because Netanyahu said so. Do you not know why Trump did a 180? I mean, have you not figured it out yet? How does the Illuminati, how does the cabal control people? They control them through blackmail, right? Now, I guarantee you, they have two things going for them. Number one, Trump's dirty as the day is long. I don't care what you say about him. Ain't no way he operated at that level. He was clean. Number two, they have a lot more on him than they did Kamala. So, and his ego's so big he wouldn't see it coming. So they say, "Hey, buddy, get back in there and run again, and we're gonna make sure this happens for you, Donnie. And you can just do whatever you want, man. Seriously." His ego's so big, he bit right in until he got there. And then they said, "Well, here, change of plan, Don boy. You're going to do what we tell you to do, how we tell you to do it, when we tell you to do it." Don wasn't all about, he still kind of was fighting now a little bit right at the beginning. He was kind of being a knucklehead until they snatched him up there in Canada and he disappeared for about 3-4 weeks or whatever. And boy, he came back out a whole different person. I'm not saying clone. I'm saying they said, "Don boy, here's the deal. We will either lavish you with billion-dollar slush funds, and we'll let you pre-invest into the everything you can destroy like Gaza and everything else, or we can release the Epstein files, make sure you get prosecuted to the 10th degree of the law, spend the rest of your life in prison in the absolute worst way, Will disassemble your corporations and destroy you, bankrupt you. Your funds will be all frozen. Your grandchildren will be living on the streets. They'll be dead broke. It will destroy your entire empire. Or you can fortify your empire with billions and billions and billions of dollars from the inside. It wouldn't only take half of that for most people to say, I'm on board. They didn't even have to threaten him. They could have just promised him, the money. So there's not a chance in hell he's going to save anybody but himself and his family, which is evident. There's not a chance in hell that Iran somehow got thousands of they just what they just like got past everybody in airspace in the entire world and just flew all these and we didn't know they were coming. Coast Guard, Air Force, Navy, Star Wars, or whatever the hell it is up there. Nobody knew. Bullshit. That's all I got to say about it. And I'm gonna tell you what, I see a drone, I'll put that motherfucker on the beach. And I ain't calling Johnny Law, their street thug extension of the U.S. injustice system. I ain't calling CNN. We'll dissect that bitch where it lands. Don't let me find a fucking Made in America part on that son of a bitch or isn't real. But I'm gonna tell you what, if we do, you'll know about it. And I wouldn't give a bucket of piss for their future. If you need a reason, that would be a big one. We've never been attacked on U.S. soil. Let's not even go to 9/11. Let's just not open that Pandora's box because that's just a whole nother video. But I'm gonna tell you what. Talk about treason. Talk about gallows. If they perpetrate an attack on U.S. soil and it's perpetrated by this own cabal, overthrown government that we have, if y'all don't take up and set things right, you deserve everything that comes to you. But I'm gonna tell you what. I'm just Tabasco the biker. What do I know? But I'm gonna go out. I'm watching the skies. I'm drone hunting on the Gulf of Trump. Keep it real.